Here's a close-up image of a typical 1968 Roosevelt dime, illustrating its classic design and mint details. 1968 Roosevelt dime, a comprehensive overview. 1. Historical background and design. The Roosevelt dime, featuring President Franklin D. Roosevelt, was first issued in 1946, honoring his lifetime achievements and fight against polio. The design by John R. Cynic remains largely unchanged to this day. 2. Composition and transition era. In 1965, the U.S. Mint switched from silver to a copper-nickel-clad composition, which continued in 1968. These dimes contain an inner core of copper with outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel. Proof dimes collector editions, issued in 1968, had a unique 40% silver-clad composition, making them the last U.S. dimes to contain any silver. 3. Mint locations and mintage figures. 3 varieties were minted in 1968. Mint mark mintage quantity. Philadelphia none, 424,470,400. Denver D 480,748,280. San Francisco S, proof only, 3,041,506. 4. Circulation and current value. Business strike coins, Philadelphia and Denver, remain extremely common in circulation. Their face value holds, with uncirculated MS grade, examples worth roughly $8 to $22, depending on condition. Proof coins from San Francisco are rarer and typically found only in sets. 5. The ultra-rare no-S proof error. In a rare minting error, a small number of 1,968 proof dimes were struck without the S mint mark. These are highly prized by collectors. One such dime sold for $45,600 at auction. Others have fetched between $18,000 and $40,800, especially those in top grades, PR69, cameo finishes, or with distinctive toning. Only about 24 of these no-S proof dimes are believed to exist, making them one of the most coveted modern U.S. coins. The absence of the S is specifically on proof strikes. Business issues without mint marks are from Philadelphia and are plentiful. 6. Recognizing uncirculated condition. Uncirculated mint state. Dimes show full luster, crisp design elements, and virtually no wear. Even common 1968 business strike uncirculated dimes are valued modestly, often under $25. Proof dimes, especially no-S errors, can fetch thousands due to their rarity and visual appeal. 7. What collectors say. Collectors on forums offer helpful clarifications. No-S causes a business strike, and it was minted in Philadelphia, which didn't use mint marks. If this helps, a proof would have a mirror finish. Less than 15 genuine no-S dimes are known to exist. Summary. Usage history. Roosevelt Dime series begun in 1946. Design unchanged by 1968. Production details. Philadelphia for 24M. Denver for 80M. Business strikes. San Francisco 3M. Proofs. Composition. Business strikes copper nickel clad. Proofs 40% silver clad. Circulation value. Common uncirculated pieces modestly valued. Face value in worn condition. Exceptionally rare variant. 1968 no-S proof dime, only 24 known, can bring $18,000 to $45,600 plus at auction. Detecting mint types. Look for mirror fields versus frosted design to distinguish proof from business strikes. If you like, I can walk you through how to evaluate a specific coin you have. Just share details like mint mark, finish, or photos while respecting anonymity, and I'd be happy to help. Here's a visual showcase of the 1970 Roosevelt Dime, a classic U.S. 10-cent coin, featuring both circulation strike and uncirculated /proof examples. 1. Regular 1970 P. Philadelphia, circulation strike. 2. Uncirculated mint state BU example. 3. Rare 1970 S-proof with no S mint mark error. 4. Proof reverse view. Comprehensive overview of the 1970 Roosevelt Dime. 1. Historical and design context. The Roosevelt Dime design, created by John R. Cynic has been in continuous use since 1946, replacing the Mercury dime. Cynic's initials JS appears subtly on the obverse below Roosevelt's neck. By 1970, U.S. dimes had long transitioned from 90% silver to a copper-nickel-clad composition. Outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, yielding approximately 91.67% copper overall. 2. Mintage and circulation geography. The 1970 Roosevelt dime was minted at 3 U.S. facilities. Mint mark mintage. Philadelphia Nunn 345,570,000. Denver D 754,942,100. San Francisco proof only S 2.63 million. Total mintage exceeded 1.1 billion dimes. Circulating coins came mostly from Philadelphia and Denver. San Francisco coins were issued only as proofs and not for everyday use. 3. Design details and coin specs. Obverse. Portrait of FDR facing left, date to the right, liberty around left, and motto, "In God We Trust." Reverse. A central torch symbolizing liberty, flanked by an olive branch, peace, and oak branch strength, with E pluribus unum, an inscription United States of America, and 1 dime around the edge. Specifications. Weight, 2.27 grams. Diameter, 17.9 mm. Edge reeded. 4. Circulation and condition grades. Commonality. Both Philadelphia and Denver issues are extremely common in circulated form, frequently encountered in pocket change even today. Circulated value. Face value remains 10 cents. Typical grades G4 through VF20 offer no premium, generally worth face value. A U50 grade may be valued at 25 cents. Even then, premiums are modest. Uncirculated mint state, MS. 1970p/1970D. MS60, 50 cents to $6. MS63, $2. MS65, $8 or $25 for full bands. MS66, MS67, full bands up to $100 to $300, depending on strike quality. MS68 examples, especially with full bands, may fetch significantly higher. One sold at auction for $646. Proof 1970S. Only available in mint proof sets made for collectors with mirror-like fields and frosted designs. Value scales with grade. PR60, $0.50. PR65, $1. PR68, $10. PR69, $25. PR70, perfect up to $200. Error varieties. One rare variety is the 1970S no mint mark proof error. Where the S is missing, these command high collector interest, although rare. Pictures in the image carousel illustrate such types, and they have value well above standard proofs. 5. Collector notes and insights. As one Reddit collector shared, 1970S is a proof-only issue with a mintage of 2,632,810. Another collector noted the role of the uncirculated mint set. Contents of the 1970 mint set included Roosevelt Dime from the Philadelphia and Denver mints. And in regards to error varieties, found this proof 1970s Roosevelt Dime, first proof found in many months of searching. Conclusion: the 1970 Roosevelt Dime is a common coin that flew off mint presses in the billions, yet still, its variations in condition can intrigue collectors. Daily pocket change. Most are worth just face value. Mint state examples, especially high grades with full bands, can command modest premiums. Proof examples S mint are collectible and rarer, with graded forms fetching $20, $200 plus. Error proofs, such as no S issues, are especially prized among specialists. Let me know if you like a deep dive into grading tips, error identification, or how to build awareness of mintage varieties in your own collection. Here's a visual journey through the 1997 Roosevelt Dime, the Philadelphia P, Denver D, and San Francisco Silver Proof S issues. Let's embark on a comprehensive exploration covering its history, geography, mint origins, circulation, and the allure of uncirculated condition. Origin and design, history and geography. Portrait and symbolism. The dime features President Franklin D. Roosevelt, designed by John R. Cynic. The obverse shows his likeness with inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the date 1997. The reverse includes a torch flanked by olive and oak branches, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength, respectively. Metal composition. Since 1965, the dime has utilized a clad composition, an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, yielding an overall composition of 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. Mint facilities. Philadelphia, P produced 991.6 million circulation, business strike, dimes. Denver, D also issued circulation dimes, approximate 979.8 million. San Francisco, S exclusively issued proof dimes, totaling about 2.055 million clad proofs and 741,678 silver proofs, 90% silver. Circulation versus proof and silver proof. Circulated business strikes, P and D. These entered everyday commerce and remain common today. In circulated condition, they trade at face value 10 cents. Only in high uncirculated grades do they gather modest premiums. Proof issues, S-clad and S-silver proof. Designed for collectors, proof coins were not intended for general circulation. The 1997 S-clad proof is collectible, while the silver proof holds intrinsic metal value and heightened collector appeal. Collector value and uncirculated condition. Face and melt value. Face value, 10 cents. Melt value of clad dimes, negligible, $0.02, $0.024. Uncirculated clad dimes, P and D, estimated worth around $2 to $2.47 in mint state, MS65 level. Exceptionally high-grade full-band, FB, specimens can command premiums. For instance, a 1997 D dime graded MS68 with full bands fetched $2.160 at auction. The 1997 PMS 60 FB sold for $1.265. Proof-clad S-proof, typically valued around $8 to $10 in PR 65 condition. Excellent deep cameo DCM PR 70 specimens have realized prices up to $374 at auction. Proof silver, S-silver proof 90%. Includes 2.25 G of silver. Melt value around $1.85 to $2.16 based on spot prices. Collector value ranges around $12 in PR 65 condition. Summary overview. Type mints composition mintage uncirculated value. MS65/PR 65. Business strike clad P. D copper nickel 991M P. 980M D. $2. $2.50. FB examples higher, $1,000 to $2,000 plus. Proof clad S copper nickel 2.055M $8. $10. CAM PR 70 $374. Proof silver 90%. S 90% silver 741 $678 $12. Melt $2. Uncirculated condition. What means? An uncirculated or mint state coin, MS60, MS70, should display nowhere. Grading tiers matter. MS60, uncirculated but may have visible contact marks and reduced luster. MS65, gem strong luster, few minor marks. MS68/MS69, exceptional condition with minimal to no flaws. Full band, FB special designation for Roosevelt dimes where the horizontal bands on the torch are sharply defined and separated. A sought-after hallmark. Wrapping up, long-form script sample. You can expand or adapt this into the long script you requested. Here's a polished narrative version. Title slide. The 1997 Roosevelt Dime. A journey through history, minting, and condition. Introduction. Today, we explore a humble yet fascinating coin. The 1997 Roosevelt Dime. Beyond its 10-cent face value lies a story of design, minting processes, and significant collector interest. 1. Design and symbolism. At the heart is President Franklin D. Roosevelt, captured by jeweler John R. Cynic, placed beside eloquent inscriptions. The reversed torch and branches celebrate liberty, peace, and strength. 2 mints in production. Philadelphia produced nearly 992 million circulation strike dimes. Denver followed closely with around 980 million. San Francisco issued special collector-focused proof dimes, both clad, 2 million, and silver, 742,000. 3. Composition and circulation. Made of copper-nickel clad over pure copper. The coin has carried its current design since 1965. Circulated phasing may wash out its details, but in uncirculated form, its resilience shines. 4. Collector appeal and value. Circulated coins, commonly found, only worth face value or minimal premium. Uncirculated MS-65, valued around $2 to $2.50. Rare full-band specimens reaching into the thousands. Proof clad, worth about $8 to $10. The finest specimens, DCM PR70, have sold for around $374. Proof silver, in PR65, around $12, adds the weight of its silver content, $2 melt value, to its collectability. 5. What does uncirculated condition mean? Defined by untouched surfaces and pristine mint luster. Within this, full band status elevates a dime's desirability significantly, sometimes exponentially. Conclusion. Though small and often overlooked, the 1997 dime offers a world of nuance, from its mass-produced roots to its collectible peaks. Whether found at face value or pitched at high-grade auctions, it's a coin worth knowing. Feel free to ask if you like further expansion, like minting process details, grading examples, or even monetized collector anecdotes. Here's a detailed and narrative-style script exploring the complete history, geography, circulation, and uncirculated condition of the 1969 Roosevelt Dime, a journey through its design, minting, and collector appeal across the decades. 1. Historical and geographical background. The Roosevelt Dime was introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt shortly after his death. Designed by John R. Cynic, both the obverse, portrait of Roosevelt in reverse, torch flanked by olive and oak branches, bear his signature motifs. Metal composition. Since 1965, the dime has been produced in a copper-nickel clad format. Outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core, totaling 91.67% copper and 8.33% nickel. Specifications. The coin has a diameter of approximately 17.9 millimeters and weighs about 2.27 grams, with a reeded edge. 2. Mintages and geography, 1969 mints. In 1969, the U.S. Mint produced Roosevelt dimes at 3 locations, each with distinct numbers and rolls. Mint location mint marked mintage amount type. Philadelphia, none, 145,790,000 business strikes, circulation. Denver D, 563,323,870 business strikes. San Francisco S, 2,934,631, almost equals 2.9 million, proof only. Total, 711 million combined output. 3. Circulation and rarity insights. Circulation norm. Most 1969 dimes entered general circulation. Since they are clad, non-silver, their circulated specimens are usually worth just face value, 10 cents. Mintage ranking. Despite high numbers, the Philadelphia mintage was the 4th lowest among copper-nickel Roosevelt dimes of that era, making well-preserved examples harder to find. Condition scarcity. Certified brilliant uncirculated rolls from 1969 are rare. Only 248 pieces across all grades have been certified by NGC and PCGS combined for uncirculated and collector condition. Common mint-struck dimes, P and D, general uncirculated values. Philadelphia, P typically worth around 50 cents to $3 in uncirculated condition, with gem examples like MS-65, fetching $5 to $20. Denver, D in similar condition, typically 50 cents to $3, MS-65 pieces around $3 to $15. High-grade premiums. Extremely rare full bands, FB, for Philadelphia, or full torch FT for Denver examples, where the horizontal bands on the torch reverse are completely separated, are exceptionally coveted. Only a handful have been certified. Prices soar accordingly, up to $1, $0.50 for an MS66 FT coin. For MS67 FB coins, some scarce examples have sold for $1,495 at auction. Proof dimes, S mint. Proof-only specimens from San Francisco, typically worth $2 to $10 in PR65, PR69 range. A rare no-S proof, meaning missing the mint mark, is extremely valuable, reportedly up to $25,000 plus. USA Coin Book estimates an MS60 proof dime is almost equal to $2.47. 5. Design trivia and variations. Reverse subtypes. The 1969 dimes include two subtle reverse design variants. One resembles a 1946 torch flame, and another echoes the deeper line style of 1968. The 1969 issue stands out as a series key due to overall lower certification populations. Variety collecting. Some enthusiasts search for double dies DDO, where lettering or date show doubling or other mint errors. Such varieties, if authentic, can add collectible value. As one Reddit collector noted after finding a 1969 S in circulation, unfortunately they aren't silver, just copper nickel like every other dime from 1965 to today. Proof coins aren't meant to be in circulation, so it's rare to find them. 6. Script example, bringing it all together. Fade into a scene at an old-school coin collection desk with soft light and gentle music. Narrator voiceover. Behold the humble 1969 Roosevelt Dime, a quiet tribute to a beloved American president. Yes, shining gem for meticulous collectors. Cut to close-up of a dime's obverse and reverse. John R. Cynic's dignified portrait torch, olive and oak, in perfect harmony. Narrator. Struck at 3 historic mints. Philadelphia, no mark, Denver D, and in proof form at San Francisco S, each imprinting its subtle story onto over 700 million copper-nickel coins. Through dynamic visuals of minting presses and coin rolls. Narrator. Though widespread in circulation, pristine examples are incredibly rare. Only 248 have earned certification, especially those full bands or full torch specimens shimmering in gem brilliance. Dramatic pause focusing on one exceptional coin labeled MS66 FT, value flashing, $1, $0.50, even higher for the elusive no-S proof hitting $25, $0.00 plus. Final scene with collector gently placing the coin in a display case. Narrator concludes, 1969 didn't just mint a dime, it struck a piece of history. In every uncirculated shine lies a story waiting to be told. 7. Summary snapshot. Design and composition. Roosevelt Dime John Cynic. Copper nickel clad. 17.9 millimeters. 2.27 G. Mints and outputs. Philly 145.8 M. Denver 563.3 M. San Francisco proof is almost equal to 2.9 M. Circulation value. Normally 10-cent, non-silver, standard face value, uncirculated value. P&D, MS60 plus $0.50 to $3, gem, MS65 plus $5 to $20. Provenance, FB/FT extremely rare, fetching hundreds to over $1,000. S-proof, PR65 plus $2, $10, rare error no S proofs, $25,000 plus. Certification rarity. Very few certified, making finds all the sweeter. Collector notes. Watch for subtle design variants, double dies, and other rare variety traits. Let me know if you'd like to zoom further into a particular mint marks grading breakdown, or perhaps explore auction examples or comparison with a neighboring year.